1894. Senator Hensley moves adoption of House Bill 1894. It's properly seconded. Amendments, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, no amendments are filed.
Senator Hensley on the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. House Bill 1894 merely would require any food that contains a vaccine or vaccine material would have to be classified as a drug and labeled as such. With that, Mr. Speaker, I renew my motion.
Senator Hensley renews his motion. It's properly seconded. Senator Campbell.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Will the sponsor yield?
Sponsor yields.
So does the sponsor know of any instances of there being food offered in the state of Tennessee that contains vaccines in some kind of a retail or public forum?
Senator Hensley.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. No, I do not know any specific examples, but certainly they are developing this process, and actually Congress has actually dealt with this as well and passed an amendment that said no funds could be used for transgenic edible vaccines. This is a process that is being developed, but this bill merely would say that if that happens in the future, that food would have to be classified as a drug if it had a vaccine in it.
Senator Campbell.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So while I feel like this legislation's basically anodyne, I mean, I guess it's addressing something that I can't imagine would ever exist, which is the idea that we would somehow be putting vaccines into foods that you would buy in a grocery store. I mean, I can't think of any logical reason why anyone would ever do that. And I do know that, certainly there have been experiments with putting vaccines in vegetables for the purposes of studying possible transmission methods. But the idea that this would somehow correlate to some kind of a retail offering of vegetables, especially when that vegetable would cost, many thousands of dollars, just seems to me, I guess, messy to be passing legislation for that reason. So I will be voting no. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Campbell. Further discussion, Senator Nicely.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Actually, I've been reading about this for a couple of years now, and evidently with this new technology, they can raise this, lettuce is what they're talking about first. They can raise this stuff so cheap, and I've been reading about it, talking about just putting it in lettuce and mass medicate everybody like they do with fluoride in the water. I mean, who controls the dose? If you eat a lot of lettuce, you're going to get a lot of mRNA. If you don't eat any, you won't get any. And they're actually talking about other vegetables that they're trying to put this in. And my question is, would this have to be sold in a drugstore? Would you still buy it in a grocery store? Why don't we just outlaw this stuff completely? We don't have any idea what it's going to do to our children, or, to us, or old people, anything. I mean, this stuff like out of a science fiction movie. I mean, it's ridiculous. It changes your DNA. It's an mRNA changes your DNA. If you have your DNA tested now, and you eat a bunch of this lettuce, take a bunch of these mRNA vaccines, and you go back and get your DNA tested again, it's going to be a little different. It's not going to be the same as it was that you were born with, that you got from your parents. This is dangerous stuff. We need to study it and probably need to outlaw it. I mean, I can't imagine. When I first read about this, I thought, this cannot be true. But you keep reading about it, and it is true. But thank you for bringing this bill, and I'd just like to outlaw it in the whole state and outlaw whoever's trying to make it. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Nicely. Further discussion? Is there objection to the question? I see none. We'll be voting on House Bill 1894 on third and final consideration. Those members in favor of House Bill 1894 will vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed will vote no. Let every member cast their vote when the bell rings. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, take the vote.
Ayes 23, nays 6.
House Bill 1894, having received a constitutional majority, I declare it passed without objection. Motion is hereby tabled.